This is a critical flashpoint for modern armored warfare. The elite Japan Type 90 main battle tank, once considered an invincible fortress on the northern plains of Hokkaido, has suddenly been spotted in mid-2026, carrying makeshift metal cage armor over its turret. A legendary 50-ton beast engineered by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, at a cost of $11 million per unit, is now rolling into field exercises, wearing a $500 grid of steel tubes and chain-link mesh. The battlefield stakes could not be higher. Recent combat footage from Ukraine from 2024 through early 2026 has sent shockwaves through Tokyo, proving that $500 first-person view drones carrying obsolete rocket-propelled grenade warheads can instantly render Western armor completely useless. The Type 90 possesses advanced modular ceramic composite armor on its front, but its top turret plate is less than 40 millimeters thick, leaving it entirely exposed to top attack loitering munitions that can easily penetrate 500 millimeters of conventional steel. With its top armor so thin, a single cheap drone could leave the three-man crew defenseless in a matter of seconds. On paper, their only tactical salvation would be an emergency layer of physical disruption. This rapid field adaptation has led global defense analysts to argue that Japan is facing a desperate race against time to save its heaviest armor from total obsolescence before a major conflict erupts in the Indo Pacific. How can an advanced technology superpower rely on such a primitive fix to protect its ultimate shield against potential regional adversaries? Before we go on, do you think drone cages are enough to save heavy tanks in modern war? And tell me where you are watching from. Subscribe now to stay updated on this unfolding military transition. To understand why this $500 structure is vital, we must look at the exact physics of the threat. The new anti-drone cages spotted on the Type 90 in 2026 are not designed to stop a massive kinetic energy penetrator. Instead, they act as a clever physical trap engineered to disrupt the specific aerodynamics and detonation mechanics of precision, loitering munitions. Most commercial first-person view drones strike at a steep downward angle between 45 and 70 degrees, aiming directly for the vulnerable roof of the turret. By placing a grid of steel tubes and chain-link mesh exactly 30 to 50 centimeters above the primary armor, the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force creates a crucial buffer zone. When a drone carrying a shaped charge warhead like the PG-7V hits the metal grid, the impact triggers the fuse prematurely. This forces the explosive to detonate in mid-air, causing the superheated plasma jet, which burns at over 3,000 degrees Celsius, to dissipate its energy across the empty gap before it can touch the main composite armor. Furthermore, the spacing between the steel bars is intentionally welded narrower than the 85 millimeter diameter of a standard rocket-propelled grenade warhead. This mechanical design crushes the hollow nose cone of the incoming projectile, short-circuiting the internal electrical firing circuit and causing a total failure to detonate. However, this cheap fix introduces severe technical trade-offs for the crew. The massive metal frame partially blocks the outward opening escape hatches on top of the turret. In a combat emergency where every second counts, defense experts note that the standard crew evacuation time could slow down from 5 seconds to over 12 seconds. This creates a critical hazard if the compartment catches fire. The steel structure also absorbs solar radiation, creating a large thermal signature on enemy infrared cameras, while potentially creating blind spots for the panoramic sights of the commander. The reason Japan is relying on this primitive modification downplays a deeper fiscal reality within Tokyo defense planning in 2026. The Japanese government recently approved a record defense budget of 9.04 trillion yen, which is approximately 58 billion United States dollars. However, this massive surge in military spending does not allocate resources toward upgrading 30-year-old main battle tanks. Instead, Japan is channeling its financial power into long-range counterstrike capabilities, including the mass production of the Type 12 surface-to-ship missile with an extended range of 1,000 kilometers, and the development of the new Type 25 hypersonic glide weapons to secure the Southwest Islands. This financial diversion has left the aging Type 90 fleet in a state of tactical isolation. While the lighter 44-ton Type 10 tank receives advanced digital command and control systems to deploy along the narrow bridges of the southern Ryukyu Island chain, more than 200 heavy Type 90 tanks remain permanently assigned to the Northern Army on Hokkaido. Weighing over 50 tons, these vehicles are too heavy for southern infrastructure, effectively converting them into localized fortresses, meant to deter potential amphibious actions from Russian forces across the Kuril Islands. Faced with a severe drone threat and zero budget for high-tech upgrades, the soldiers of the 72nd Tank Regiment took matters into their own hands. Integrating a commercial active protection system like the Israeli Trophy would cost up to $4 million United States dollars per vehicle and require years of bureaucratic procurement through Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. By choosing to build $500 steel structures at the maintenance depot level, the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force has bypassed long acquisition cycles, delivering an immediate solution to keep their primary Northern Shield operational against low-cost aerial threats. Looking ahead into the next 12 months of 2026 and early 2027, this localized field modification is expected to trigger a major industrial shift. The Japan Ground Self-Defense Force will likely transition these makeshift depot designs into a standardized program. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is projected to receive contracts to manufacture official, lightweight modular kits using advanced carbon fiber or specialized titanium alloys. This industrial refinement is necessary to ensure the total add-on weight does not exceed 1 ton, which would otherwise strain the delicate hydropneumatic suspension system of the Type 90. However, this upgrade will inevitably spark a technical counteroffensive from potential regional adversaries. As modern combat data from international military observers shows, drone developers are already programming artificial intelligence algorithms into loitering munitions to ignore top armor grids. Future unmanned aerial vehicles will likely deploy tandem-shaped charges or alter their flight paths to strike at oblique, unprotected angles beneath the cage structures, aiming for the vulnerable turret ring or rear engine decks. The appearance of cage armor on the Type 90 delivers a profound lesson about modern military strategy. It proves that the era of the flawless, invincible heavy tank is officially over, and that even the most technologically advanced superpowers must adapt to the brutal economics of modern attrition warfare. Japan has demonstrated immense pragmatism by using a $500 solution to extend the survival of an $11 million asset. It highlights a universal truth in contemporary defense planning. which is that tactical flexibility and rapid field innovation are far more valuable than waiting for slow, expensive bureaucratic upgrades. As the balance of power shifts across the Indo Pacific, the fate of heavy armor remains uncertain. Will these low-cost metal cages be enough to keep legendary heavy tanks relevant on the modern battlefield? Or are we witnessing the final days of traditional armored supremacy?